Tim Bower from LiveVideoGuitarLessons.com with the practice tip of the day. This one is for the intermediate player, and this is our final in a series of working on finding different voices for chords up and down the neck. And today we're going to focus on the E minor chord. This is the last video was on A minor, and just like the A minor was a pretty simple one to do, E minor is pretty simple as well. So with this technique, we can kind of get in here and do stuff like this. So, and of course you wouldn't do it that much, but it gives us lots of options for other voicings for E minor. So anyway, so first thing we have to do, a little bit of quick theory, we have to know what an E minor chord is. Every minor chord is 1, flat 3, and 5 of the major scale of its root note. So in the key of E, 1 is E, the flatted third is G, and the fifth is a B. So what an E minor chord is, it's E notes, G notes, and B notes. So let's just kind of jump in and kind of look at what we just did. So what we're doing, we're looking for different places to play E notes, G notes, and B notes up on the neck, and I probably should have thrown this in a second ago before we get started. We need to know what we can put in there as coloration notes. Seconds, fourths, and sixths sound nice. So and with minor chords, flatted sevenths sound nice. Flatted sevenths are D notes, and when you put a 1 3 5, I mean 1 flat 3 5 and flat 7 in a chord, that's a minor seventh chord. So anywhere we need to or want to put a D note in there, we're going to do that. We can also put seconds in there, fourths, and sixths. Seconds in the key of E are F sharps, and fourths are A's, and sixths are C sharps. So anyway, lots of possibilities. So let's kind of walk up the neck. The easiest way to do, which is what we're going to do first, basically we're just going to follow, we know our traditional E minor chord right here. And we're just going to bounce this same shape all the way up the neck, pretty much following the dots, except for the third dot here. I know this guitar doesn't have any dots in the front, but basically we're going to bounce it from the open position to the 5th fret, to the 7th fret, to the 9th fret, to the 12th fret. Very simple to do. We don't have to change any fingers at all. We're just moving up and down the neck. And if you want to, we can go a full octave higher to the 14th fret, and that's an octave higher than where we started. So we can just kind of take this shape and put it in the 5th fret, 7th fret, 9th fret, 12th fret, and 14th fret. And what we're doing, let's figure out the notes we're doing. All right, so remember, E's, G's, and B's are our E minor chord. All right, so when I move it up here, by the way, I'm letting all these open strings ring. We have 2 E strings; those belong on the chord, obviously. So I'm going to let those ring. The second string is a B that belongs in the chord. That's the 5th of that triad. And the G is our 3rd, so I'm going to let that ring. If I want to, I can let the D ring all the time too. It's not my favorite way to do it, but the D is the flatted 7th. But I don't want to just move one finger up the neck. Everything will sound the same that way. So anyway, so if I move up to the 5th fret, the same shape, I'm not going to talk about the open strings anymore, just the notes I'm holding down. So on the 5th string, I'm holding down a D note, which is the flatted 7th, which makes it minor 7. And on the 4th string here, I'm holding a G note. That belongs in the chord. That's the flatted 3rd. Moving up to the 9th fret. Now I'm playing an E. I'm sorry, the 7th fret. Now I'm playing an E again on the. So I have another E on the 5th string. And on the 4th string, I'm playing an A note. That's a 4th. It makes a nice coloration note. Moving up to the 9th fret. Now on the 5th string, I'm playing an F sharp note, and F sharp is the 2nd. So nice coloration note. And on the 4th string here, I have a B note, belongs in the chord. And we're gonna go back and talk about these next two, or this one and the next one in a second for some options. All right, so I'm gonna drag it to the 12th fret. Now I'm playing an A note on the 5th string and a D note on the 4th string. So the A note is the 4th, and the D note is the flatted 7th again. So okay, let's back up. For this one, you might not like that. I like the 2nd in there. It sounds mysterious. But if you want to make it less mysterious, take that F sharp note here and drag it up to a G note. G note belongs in the chord, and now it's less mysterious, but more, I'm trying to look at all the notes here. yeah, it's I was looking for other notes, but it's just making it from the mysterious with the second in there, put the G back in there on the 10th fret, and now it's just a straight E minor again. So I go here. Same thing over here. If I go over here, this 5th string, that's an A note, and A is the coloration note. It's a 4th. But if I want to make it a straight E minor chord, and just kind of a ringy one with all these open ringy strings, I can, instead of playing A, I can play B over here. And now, checking for other notes, I still have a D in there, so this is a straight E minor 7 chord. So I can either do, you know, just either that one or that one. And when I move over here, I can kind of spread my fingers, I keep them in the same 2 fingers and spread my fingers open a little farther. A minor 7. So I can do or I hit a flat note, sorry about that. You have lots of choices as long as you know the theory of what you're looking for, and you don't. I mean, and don't stick to mine necessarily the ones that I was doing. You know, as long as you know the theory and the notes, find your own different voicings. We can add other notes on some of the open strings, and sometimes you might not want to let all the open strings ring. So you know, find another note to play there somewhere. Maybe put an F sharp note down here. That's an E minor 9. Let me check and make sure that is E minor 9. Yeah. So just kind of explore different voicings and just kind of use that to add some movement to your chord changes. A lot of times you get stuck where you have, you know, several measures of the same chord, and even though you have to have the chord in there, you can use some of these different voicings and different coloration notes to give you a sense of motion, even though you basically stay on an E minor chord. So anyway, thanks for tuning in for this practice tip. Tune in again tomorrow for another one, and I will see you next time. Thanks. Bye.